Hello, this is a tutorial on Notability. Notability is an iPad app for note-taking. It is not free, but you do have the ability periodically to get it at a reduced price. I paid 99 cents for it. Normally it goes for $2.99, but that's still a good price for everything that it'll do for you if you're interested in making the purchase. I'm going to tap on Notability, and it brings up this particular screen. This right side of the screen, this 2/3 area, is actually your note-taking stage. The left area is the area where you're creating a folder structure in order to categorize and file your notes so you can access them at a later date. You do have the ability to search in all of your notes here, which that's where we're at now, all your notes, by name, modified date, or created date. We're just going to briefly show you some of the tools that are available on this front page, and then we're going to go into showing you how to create a note. There is going to be another tutorial to show you a few more of the detailed features. This particular first tutorial is just the basic platform. Okay, so over here on the top, we have the magnifying glass, which obviously is a search tool. We have the ability to share and move notes that we have to various places. We'll talk about that in a little bit. This particular tool that looks like a pencil is actually the writing tool, and it allows you, once you click on that, to create your new note. So that's where you're going to start. The plus symbol over here will add different categories here. I actually have a category of test 1, and underneath I have a subcategory called subtest 1. So think of these as a folder structure. This would be like the parent folder, this would be a sibling folder, and so forth. And then you have the ability to actually move these particular notes. When you get them done, you can actually categorize them. So for example, if I take my finger and I hold it down on this first one here, and I can just drag that one in, and I've now dragged that and released it over in the subtext 1 folder. And so now the subtext folder, you can see when I go back here, it has changed. The particular classification still has the same name, and that's where it is. It always shows up in my all notes, but if I were to go down here and click subtest 1, you can see that that's the only note that's in that folder. So this plus sign allows me to create additional subject folders and create additional dividers. So the dividers is the larger part, and the subject folders actually go underneath the dividers, so they're part of that particular category of separation. Okay, so at this particular point, I'm going to take us back to all notes by clicking on the all notes here. Now let's go and actually make. Oh, before I go there, I want to go down to the bottom here to this little settings icon, this little sprocket. You click on that, and there's this auto backup feature that I do want to show you. It's very neat because what it allows you to do is you have the ability to keep your notes stored right here in Notability. You can keep it right in the app, but you can also share it or send it elsewhere. You can send it in an email. You can send it to various cloud storage devices. And what you can also do by setting your auto backup is you can set auto backup to put a copy of whatever you create also in your Dropbox account, your Box account, or since you are a faculty or student for Baker College, putting in your Baker Google Drive account may actually be a great choice for you. So if you wanted to do that, you can auto backup configure to your Google Drive account. You click on this, it will ask you for your Google Drive, your Baker College Google Drive ID and password in order to allow that to happen. So I just wanted to show you that before we moved on to creating a note. So let's get to creating a note. I'm going to come over here to the right corner, and I'm going to tap on the pencil tool. Now, one of the first things that I want to point out to you is it does show you that this particular note, it always defaults to the note and the date of when you are creating the note. So what you need to do is you need to tap behind it and backspace over the top in order to give this particular note a name. Otherwise, all of your notes, if you never give them the name, they will only have the date on them. So that becomes a little bit of an issue. It will be really hard for you to find what you need and so forth without opening up each individual note. Okay, so now at this particular point, let's talk about the toolbar. We have changed our note to test note. That's the name. If I needed to get back ever to my home screen, it's just that little bookcase. So I'm going to go back to our note. We have these icons here. The first icon is text. If I touch that, that allows me to, wherever I'm going to touch into the white screen area there, I have the ability to type. So 7. Okay. If I tap on the icon to the right, that is a pencil tool or a handwriting tool. Now if I tap on it again, notice that it actually is blue in color, and we have this particular color here kind of highlighted. If I want to make it black, I just actually tap on the black. Notice it turns that particular color. If I actually then go back to that spot, I have the ability to adjust the thickness of the line. So maybe I wanted to do something different. So I'm going to go back to this color, and I now can take and just highlight or use it to underline in this case, or I can write. So I can annotate on a PDF, check this out, need this for the test. If I go over one more spot to the right, this now gives me a highlight tool. Okay, well, I'll change it to yellow, and maybe I want to highlight a particular area. I want to highlight a word, what have you. This is the eraser tool to the right of that. Now look what it's doing. It's erasing just the last thing that I did, which was that highlighting piece. Okay. The scissors tool is not actually a scissors tool. It's actually a cropping tool. So it allows you to, if I click on that, oops, touch the date instead. But it allows you to actually grab one of these words or an item or something that you actually have listed on there. Notice that once I circled it, I now have this little marquee, and I can just move this thing anywhere I want to in case it's not in the right spot and put it where I need it. I do have the ability from here to cut, copy, delete it, or I have various types of style changes that I can make. Okay, so enough of that. Also, I have the ability, if I want to, I can click on this little microphone here, and I can actually record something. So I can say, this is a key point, definitely make sure that I remember this for the test, and then I can just stop it. So I can actually leave myself audio notes right here on the device itself. If I go over here all the way to the right, this little area here will give me drop down of the pages that I have. So far, one page created. There's an additional page down there. It's just blank because I haven't done anything on it, but I can actually do something on it, and now you can see that once I've done something on this page, it actually opens up a third page for me here in case I need that particular thing. Okay, I have the ability to search any of these pages. I can bookmark any of these pages. Okay, and also every now and then there might be a spot. Let me go to this third page here, and maybe there's an image or something. It might be a PDF, and there's a little spot over here that gives me some place to actually write. Maybe it's kind of difficult for me to fit everything in or to see, and my writing might have to get squished really close together, especially if you're using your finger. Now I'm using a stylus. You can get a stylus for about 15 to 20 bucks from any of your office supply stores, and I highly recommend if you're going to do some handwriting on this stuff, it's pretty good to do a stylus. That actually works a little bit better. I'm now going to go down in the bottom corner down here where it shows this little magnifying glass. If I touch on this magnifying glass, what it does is it takes this little space that I had that was really scrunched together, and it really blows it up. So I have the ability to then write in that really small spot and make sure everything works. And then watch this. If I actually run out of space and go over here into this green spot, it moves my box up here, and it gives me more space to write. Okay, so a lot of different things that you can do with Notability, all those different annotations. You can literally type various spaces, various notes. You can then highlight. Oops, I don't need that box anymore. I need to delete that box. Okay, and I can highlight whatever my text is that I want. I can go in and write whatever I need to do. Okay, so that gives you an idea of just some of the basics. This is the part 1 of Notability. Stay tuned for part 2.